I've been streaming for over a year now, and what I had originally wanted my channel to be about has changed and shifted a couple times during this first year of streaming. But the one thing that I wanted to kind of always stay true to is that this channel would be about making tabletop gaming better. A lot of my videos in the last little while have been about news and things that are changing in the gaming community, and I kind of want to get away from that. I don't want to be a primarily news channel. I want to be a channel about getting better at painting or 3D printing or just the games that are out there in general, and sometimes that'll include news, like today will. And as I'm doing that, I want to kind of keep everyone involved. I don't want my channel to be about news and not painting. And so today I'm going to try something a little different. I am going to talk about news, but while we talk about news, I'm also going to be painting a miniature that has to do with the news. So it's kind of a little bit of both, and I hope you enjoy that, and I hope that keeps you coming back. If it does, please like, subscribe, join the channel. I'm going to keep posting content and putting this stuff out there as often as I can. So let's get into it. When I first started creating content for YouTube, I reached out to a ton of vendors in hopes that they would send me stuff that I could use for my channel, and some responded. The people over at Chronicle RPG sent me brushes, the people over at Turbo Dork sent me metallic paints, both of which I used while painting this miniature, and I love them. They have been great, and they've been super helpful to me as a content creator and as just a miniature hobbyist. But the biggest thing that any vendor ever sent me was Privateer Press. They sent me a copy of one of their battle boxes for Warmachine. And what this is it's an entire army that can be used in their game, Warmachine. And so over the last, 6 months since I got it, I've been painting different pieces of it. I have been, using it in various videos and for different things. And anyway, I've just had a good relationship with Privateer Press. And so when I found out earlier this week that their IP, the Iron Kingdoms, which is Warmachine and all these other games, had been sold, I was a little concerned. I had heard that they'd been doing really well, that the problem they were facing now was that they couldn't produce as many models as were needed, and so they were looking for help in order to do that. And that help came in the form of this sale. They sold their IP to Steamforged Games. And they announced that they're going to be working side by side with Steamforged Games to continue producing Warmachine, to keep getting this game out there. And at first I was nervous, and then I was super happy, because one of the big complaints that I've gotten over the year, of posting videos, especially when I post about Warmachine, is that Warmachine is a dying game and that it's disappearing. And this is kind of the proof that I had hoped for, that that's not the case. Warmachine isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's getting the boost that those of us who are fans have wanted for a long time. In fact, earlier this week, they announced that they were selling the IP, and then today, on the 6th, they released part 1 of what their vision is. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the one thing that I did want to talk about is basically kind of they put out what their starting goals are for the Iron Kingdom. And I was super happy to see these, especially that they wanted to strengthen the supply chain. They wanted to get these back out into your local stores so that you can buy them again and that you can play them. And they wanted to get these out further than they had in the past by making them more available to other people. Warmachine is a fun turn-based skirmish game. Okay, it's not gigantic armies. Most of their games are about a half hour to an hour. Good time frame, easy to learn, easy to pick up, and the models look great. The other thing that they announced with this announcement today, which I was super happy, was this. They are actually going to be releasing a new 2-player starter set. Okay, and what does that come with? Well, it includes 2 warcasters, which are like the generals of the army, 2 character warjacks, which are these large mechanical beasts, and basically they're just larger units. They're not always steampunk engines. 2 character solos, 2 character units, and terrain all in one box. It's basically the starter set to play this. If you want to purchase it, look into it, play it with a friend, not invest tons and tons of money and time, well, they are giving you the opportunity to do that. And this is something that I've wanted for Warmachine for a long time, because it's kind of hard to say, hey, go spend $250 and buy, this battle box, when I can say, hey, why don't you go buy the starter set? You'll have a game that you can play forever and not just one side of it. And so for me, this information has just been amazing. Am I sad to see the Privateer Press moving on to other things? Yes, just because as a company, I've reached out to them and I've dealt with them this last year, and their people have been amazing. And those people are staying with Privateer Press. I hope that my interactions with Steamforged are just as good, but for the quality and for the game, I have to be happy about this, because it just means that this game that so many people thought was dying isn't going anywhere. It's going to stick around.
You can't get rid of me that easy.
And on top of that, one of the other things that I was super happy to hear about is that along with this IP change, they also sold their P3 paint line. If you watch Ninjon, okay, he just won a Golden Demon. He's a content creator. He's amazing. He's great. I love watching his content. He's probably the #1 miniature painter that I watch. And he loves P3 paints. Does he use them for everything? No, he doesn't. But in multiple videos, he has said how he loves the consistency of their paint and how it works and how he loves to use it for blending. And so he loves the P3 paint line. And actually, in a video not too long ago, he said how he was sad that it seemed to be disappearing. Again, we now know that that's not the case and that P3 isn't really going anywhere. It's just switching hands to somebody else to, again, be made more readily available. And as soon as I can get my hands on some, I will show you how it works and let you know what I think about it, if that's something you care about. But overall, these changes that are coming to Warmachine are good changes for anyone who likes the game and wants to play it more, or maybe wants to get other people involved, because they're making that easier on all fronts. So stick around. I'm going to keep painting Warmachine. Hopefully they'll keep sending me Warmachine. If not, I'll just have to go out and buy some of my own. And then I'll bring it to the channel and I'll show you what I'm working on. Thank you for joining me as I talk about this company that has been so crucial in my growth as a content creator. And hopefully they'll continue to be crucial as part of that growth in years to come. Do you think that this transition is going to help Warmachine? Do you think that there's any recovery from what they've been in for the last couple of years? And if this recovery goes well, do you see them being a big competitor with Warhammer? Only time will tell, but I'm optimistic in all of those questions, and I'd love to hear what your responses are. So if you could, drop them down below. Again, if you like the content that we're putting out here, if you like seeing these miniatures and seeing things painted and just making your tabletop experience a little bit better, like, subscribe, join the channel. Stick around, because here, that's what our goal is, to make your tabletop experience the best it can be. And hopefully with the stuff that we put out there, we can make it a little bit better. And as always, don't spend so much time printing, painting, creating your world that you forget to spend a little bit of time in it. Until next time.